Stunning. Why one didn't stumble over it a lot sooner is amazing. Then came the possibility of the other possibility, which is if you just keep on with the deep remaining, perhaps last thought, it's here, it's what's happening. It's that simple. It's here, it's what's happening in this moment. It stops the mind. At least it stopped my mind. It's here. It's here. So, immediately the mind wants to pick this up and turn this into a prescription. Oh, you have to start paying attention. You have to start doing this. You have to do that. All of that starts to flood in. But the simplicity of it was, and is, and remains, the excitement of it's here. Excitement. There's an excitement in the sense of it's here. And it's a mystery. It's here. And then we're told it's life with a capital L. It's the living magnificence of life itself. It's now, it's this. And when the body and mind go, this, whatever this is, will still be here in its own here-ness and now-ness, whatever that would be. But then the mind gets caught up. Well, I want to understand the mystery. Well, a mystery is something you're not going to figure it out. Bartholomew again. Life is not a problem to be solved. It's a mystery to be enjoyed. And we say, fine, and we go on, suffering. Suffering, endless suffering, because we do not believe it is possible that what has been said throughout the the centuries, that this is, we heard, this is it. But then we say, but I don't want this. I don't want this it. This isn't the it I had in mind. I had another it in mind. And so then we go looking out, how do I fix this it? Because obviously there's something wrong. But you see, there are two kinds of people in my work. Either they say there's something wrong with life and I have to fix it, or there's something wrong with me and I have to fix me. Right? In either case, it's a prescription. You've got to go and do something. You're being prescribed. This is what we need to do. I have followed so many prescriptions. I feel like a pharmacist. In the very deepest sense of the word, to really be willing and remember that the power of the mind is going to pull you back to its own story. Because if you begin to truly get interested in, it's here. And then let the process unfold itself. You don't do anything. There's nobody here doing anything. It's this wonderful process that begins to play in on itself and begins to make itself clearer and clearer. You can't do anything. You know, if you believe there's a you, well, go ahead. That's good. If you believe there isn't a you, well, that's good. Neither matter. Neither idea matters. They're both of the mind. It doesn't matter what your mind says. If your mind says, I don't exist, or your mind says, I do exist, it's irrelevant. It's the only thing that matters is what is your actual, in this moment, experience. What is the experience right now? Right now. And when I just allowed the eye-opening, heart-opening possibility that it is absolutely here as this. Not with mystical eyeballs, because that's the other trip we take. Well, let's see. It's here, but there's something wrong with my eyes. If I could get another vibration going through my eyes, then I could see it differently. So then we start on the trip. Well, how do you get your vibration? And now we start having a lot of fun. How do you get your vibration in mind? Well, you start with your diet, then you start with your teacher, then you start with where you live, because some places are more susceptible to being what it is than other places. You know, so the mind begins its trip, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's an absolutely magnificent way to spend whatever this time span is. That's not the point. The point is, at some point in the timeless time, there comes an awakening moment that you can't find and you can't make happen, but you all know. You all know. This is why I love this. Remember, my deal is it's got to be fair. There have to be no exceptions to this. There is deeply embedded in each one of these seemingly separate body-mind apparatuses is the knowing of its own wholeness. It knows its whole. It is not taken in by the game of separation. It knows. What knows? I don't know what knows. That's why it's a mystery. But when you try and solve the mystery, then you end up in your mind again. Because your mind says, well, I've got to be able to grasp it. I've got to be able to describe it. I've got to be able to show it to someone. No, no. A mystery is a mystery. There is no solution to this one. It's just to be enjoyed. And you could say to me, easy for you to say, Mary Margaret, maybe you're having an enjoyable life. Well, those of you that know my life know that there's yes and no in all of that. But, so how, in the middle of a I don't like this moment in one's life, can you enjoy the mystery? And here is the only thing, as of this day, that comes forward to be said, which is, once there is an igniting that is absolutely possible for anybody. It's not a mysterious thing. If you're hearing these words, you're hearing these words. You've heard these words before. That's all that's needed. So here are the words. It is what's happening now. It's what's happening now. It's what's happening now. And all that has to happen is nothing. Because things then just begin. There's an interest. There's an interest. Now, it's happening now, and then in the middle of a mess on the freeway, wherever, it's happening now. Yes, something begins to move. There is no, well, it doesn't matter how you put that. Something moves. Something moves into deeper and deeper knowing of the truth of this. That whatever this thing is that we are seeking is happening now as what is happening now. That's it. There is a way that each one of these pieces of beautiful equipment that we've been given, that have been placed here to do whatever it is we're placed here to do, and let's not worry about that today, that have within it the absolute capability of recognizing this.